I'm going to talk about agriculture now, and I bring you each Friday a look at what has happened in markets, in particular our meat and livestock markets across Australia. And overall, MLA's sheep indicator sits lower across all categories, ranging from 967 cents for restocker lambs to 792 cents for merino lambs and 664 cents for mutton. Those prices represent a fall of between 10 and 12% on last week's prices and down by about the same amount on the prices at the same time last year. Overall, prices have stabilised around 850 cents for trade lambs compared with previous years, levelling off after the strong price run enjoyed since August 2020. And MLA observes the expected shift from the decline of new season lambs to an uptick of older lambs has been realised, as is usually seen at this time of the year. However, one significant change has occurred that sets apart this year from others, and that is the reduced supply of trade weight lambs. And the Eastern Young Cattle Indicator on the cattle side is at 4.5 cents up at 861.75 cents a kilogram, and that's up 120 cents on the same time last year. The run since December 2020 continues its strong start in this calendar year and is well up on previous years. Some say it probably can't continue to sit there, albeit many that are actually selling their cattle from our farms across New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia will be hoping that it does. The national over-the-hooks medium cow indicator is averaging at 550 cents a kilogram carcass weight. That's the highest on record. And for the previous week, cattle slaughter remained down in the two previous years, with the numbers down 11% in New South Wales on last week and 20% down on the previous year. New South Wales cattle slaughter rates, it's the male cattle that was the only one to increase in heads slaughtered on last year. That's about 15,000, up 11%. Every other region, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia and Tasmania, had lower slaughter rates, approximately 15% down on the previous year. Many are saying that that is a restocker situation. MLA has reported a tighter supply of female cattle, which has seen the domestic cow market move into unprecedented territory. And I think that gives weight to that particular situation. In Victoria, Warrnambool on Wednesday, 1,033 cattle were yarded at Swan Hill on Thursday. Sheep and lamb numbers halved from a fortnight earlier, down 4,800 to just 5,200. That was down from 10,000. Victorian cattle prices made little change compared to the previous week. And in Western Victoria, cattle prices that trailed the Gippsland and the Central West, whereas in South Australia, the S8 Livestock Exchange at Dublin reported on Tuesday that 10,500 in yarding, and that was up about 1,500 overall from a week earlier. And more lambs were also on offer, and the Naracoorte sales reported 944 in their yarding, up 295, and the quality was improved with more cattle of grain coming into the market. And South Australia's cattle prices were on average down across most categories on the previous week, but still about 100 cents up on the same time the previous year. And in sheep mutton, that was the biggest improver, up 42 cents, which is good news, to 630 cents, with light lambs up 41 cents to 906 cents. Whereas in New South Wales, the southern New South Wales cattle prices were strong compared to northern New South Wales. And at Wagga on Thursday, the yarding was well up on the week earlier. 9,500 was the number it was up by. 35,800, but there was also lambs going into the market, and that was another of the bigger numbers in the sheep side of it, with sheep prices around 3 to 5% on the previous week. Light lambs falling in the furthest, and that is a cattle and sheep market report.